There's got to be a morning after. If we can hold on through the night, we have a chance to find the sunshine. Let's keep on looking for the light. Oh, can't you see the morning after? It's waiting right outside the storm. Why don't we cross the bridge together and find the place that's safe and warm? It's not too late, we should be giving. Only with love can we climb. It's not too late, not while we're living. Let's put our hands out in time. There's got to be a morning after.
So you probably know that whenever I do a commentary video, I try to wait. I don't look at other people's opinions and what other people are saying until I've put my opinion out, because I want it to be my own and not influenced by other people. Once I put mine out, I was kind of shocked at just how negative a lot of the commentary was. And I would say at least most, the vast majority, were pretty down on all this. And I was a little shocked by it because, again, my brain is sort of doing something different. And I noticed that it did give me a moment of self-awareness when I said, I guess my brain does work a little differently. I guess I'm a little too pragmatic in how I address things or how I read things. The same reason probably why everyone else hated the end of No Time to Die. I didn't mind it because I just thought that's one way to punctuate the end of this era. I didn't see it as the death of James Bond. I just saw it as the ending of the Daniel Craig era of James Bond. With that in mind, I looked at this very similarly, where I thought, I'm happy that we've kind of gotten rid of the whatever's stopping us from getting any more James Bond. I thought this is a step forward. Again, I understand we don't know what the powers that be will do with this property. We have no guarantees that they will make the correct choices. But what we did know is that there was nothing happening. And it's funny, I had an exchange with one guy who sort of said, he didn't like the tone of my commentary yesterday because I said we all knew it was coming, etc., but here it is. And he's like, we all knew it was coming, everyone is in shock. And I guess to me it was like, well, how could you be in shock? I mean, we literally had nothing happening for the last 4 years. And I just sort of commented to a friend of mine, who, again, pretty dour on this whole thing, and said, maybe they would have made movies if we just gave them a chance. To which I was like, give them a chance. It's been 4 years. The only thing Eon seems to be interested in doing is making overpriced junk to sell on 007.com. And again, I've said from the get-go a couple things. One is, I've said from almost the release of the last film, I said if this company holds on to the rights to do James Bond, we won't see anything for a long time. And I was right. I hate to say it. I'm not trying to be smug about it. I wish I was wrong. I really wish I was wrong. But they didn't do anything for 4 years. If there was something in the works, then you could argue that, maybe they're just moving a little slower or whatever else. But no, literally nothing. To the point where the mainstream outlets were picking up on the fact that there was literally nothing coming out as far as a James Bond film. So, but I also said, if they do sell this property to a bigger conglomerate, which is probably what's going to happen, then you'll see some movement pretty quickly. So here we are, So basically, I thought this was inevitable, and I'm surprised that a lot of people seem to be caught off guard by this. So anyway, back to my pragmatic thinking, and I'm saying to myself, I guess the way I'm looking at it is this: if I'm the owner of a company, a company that has been family owned and has been running for decades. And I have a faithful worker who's been working hard and really keeping things running. If that worker says to me one day, you know what, I'm tired of what I do, I don't want to do this anymore, I would say, oh, I hate to hear that. Does that mean you're resigning? And he says, no, I'm not quitting. I'm just not going to do any work. Well, at some point, I would be forced to replace that person. And even if the other workers come to me and say, no, you can't fire him. He's been here for years. He's a good guy. I know he's a good guy, but the company can't function unless someone is doing that job. So I guess that's kind of where I am now. Is like, I don't absolutely don't want to do a dance because Eon, who has been wonderful stewards of this franchise for decades, I'm not trying to do a happy dance that they're stepping aside. Not at all. But what I am saying is if they're not interested in doing this anymore, and I think Barbara said as much in her statement that she wanted to focus on other projects. Michael Wilson said he wanted to be focused on other projects and charitable works, etc. God bless. And for years, I've given Barbara Broccoli a ton of credit because I said that is, inheriting a successful business like that and being tasked with being the steward of that business for years, that's kind of a blessing and a curse. Because it's a blessing because you have a wonderful property that you are now in charge of that has basically been created for you and you inherited. That's great. But I also said she might have dreams of her own that she never got around to because this is what she stepped into. So again, God bless Michael and Barbara for all the work they've done for the last several decades. And it's hard to even think that it's been decades, but it has. But again, once you make the decision that this is not where your passion is, then that's it. There's nothing else to say. So again, God bless them for what they've done, and thank you for everything. But yeah, I think it is time to move forward. But I guess I'm gonna say, with that analogy though, if I have somebody who's worked for me for decades who decides to step down, well, it is time to pay tribute and really shine a spotlight on the wonderful legacy that they have created. So that's what I think we should do now. And with that in mind, let's raise our glasses and have a little toast. I figured what better cocktail for this occasion than an old-fashioned. I burned the edges of my orange peel, just how my edges are getting a little crispy these days. I also added a couple extra dashes of bitters and went easy on the sweetness. So this is a bitter, sweet, old-fashioned. And let's raise our glasses to the broccoli legacy. The broccoli dynasty, as I've heard it recently. And in that, I'm including the Saltzman family, the Wilson family, and all of the other moving parts that gave us 60 years of greatness. 60 years of incredible Bond films that brought us all together to make us the community that we are. So let's raise our glasses to them. Cheers. I will be doing this again later tonight with a couple Bond friends, some that are coming in from overseas, and we'll be doing just this. We'll be raising our glasses to an incredible legacy and keeping our fingers crossed for the future. Let's be positive. And we will stay on them the entire way and let you know if we think things are going in the right direction. We can only hope. So, guys, cheers once again to 60 years of an incredible legacy, which is James Bond. Cheers, and I will see you soon. Keep living like James Bond.